Hello bookworms, I'm Becca, and today is the last day of the winter biannual bibliothon, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my wrap up right now because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I just don't see myself reading very much today, let alone finishing 2.5 books. So I think that about sums up my readathon experience pretty well. I did manage to read 2.5 books though, but then I got really sick. I have strep throat right now, and The Sims 4 came out with toddlers, so that's where all my time has been going, and I'm definitely not ashamed to admit that. So let's just talk about the books that I did read. First, I was able to finish up The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I thought that this was a great first book in a series. I love the premise of the story. I didn't think that it would take it in the direction that it did. However, I started this book in November. I read up until the last 150 pages of it. I read the whole thing up until then on my plane coming back from Florida after Thanksgiving. And then it took me until this past week to finish the last 100 pages of this book. So that's 2 months. And that's a really long time. So that is what kind of knocked down the rating for me a little bit. I just had no desire. I felt like the story kind of fizzled out. I found myself skimming more than anything. I do want to continue on with the series, but I was kind of disappointed that it took me so long to finish this book. The next book I read, which is probably the most surprising book that I've read in a while, was The Orchards by Holly Thompson. I read this to fulfill the challenge of reading a diverse book and also my throwback challenge of reading a book over 300 pages. This book is written in verse. In this book, we follow a girl who is half Japanese, half Jewish American. After one of her classmates commits suicide, her and some other girls in her friend group are classified as at risk because they kind of played a hand in bullying this girl, which led her to commit suicide. And so her parents decide that it would be best to send her to Japan to be with the rest of her family there to reflect on what has happened. This book was so good. I was nervous about it. I was so nervous about it because it's not typically the kind of book that I pick up. I opened it up to skim the first couple pages. After reading a couple pages, pretty soon I was halfway through it, and within a couple hours I'd finished the book. So that was really surprising for me. I teared up a little bit. It definitely was unexpected, and I think I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars as well because I wanted more of the culture. I wanted a lot more of the Japanese culture, and I feel like the author sprinkled it in but didn't dive deep into it. It was enough so that you knew that the author kind of knew what they were talking about, but not enough to be fully immersed in the culture of it. The same with the Jewish traditions. It was kind of discussed once or twice, but you didn't really get that these characters were fully formed. And I found out the author just lived in Japan for an extended number of years. That's what the author description on the back flap says. And I was a little disappointed. It just really pushed me more to want to read Own Voices books because while I think that the author did pretty well with the story, it would have been taken to the next level if it was actually written by a half Japanese, half Jewish American author. That's definitely going to be one of my goals for 2017 is to seek out more Own Voices books. And the last book that I'm about halfway through with, and I will continue reading. I'm not just going to stop reading it because that would be silly. It is Geared for the Grave by Duffy Brown. This is my cozy mystery that I picked up for the challenge, a book that you are excited about but haven't picked up yet. It's a cozy mystery that follows a woman who is trying to get a promotion at work. She's from Chicago, and her boss's dad lives and works on Mackinac Island in Michigan, and so to do her boss a favor, she agrees to go and help her boss's father out after he breaks his leg. When she gets there, she's not really accepted because she's kind of seen as a tourist and she doesn't really belong because she's not a townie. And then one of the islanders ends up dead. They're blaming her boss's dad for the murder. She decides that she's going to stay and try to find the actual killer to prove that it isn't Rudy, her boss's father. It is really good so far. I like it a lot. It is taking me a while to read, but I'm okay with that. I definitely think that it caters to a specific audience. This is the first cozy mystery that I've read. I don't know if they're all kind of like this. Because it is set on Mackinac Island, I'm finding that I'm connecting with it a little bit more because I know where all of the places are that they're talking about. So I'm really enjoying it, but I think that if you aren't from Michigan or the surrounding areas and you don't kind of know what Mackinac Island is all about, you might not find it as enjoyable. And there you guys go. Those are the books that I ended up reading for the biannual bibliothon. I kind of want to do a discussion-y video regarding readathons in general, because while I think I had a pretty good experience in the summer biannual bibliothon, this time around I didn't have the best experience, but I don't want people to freak out on me if they think that I'm dragging the biannual bibliothon, because I'm not. I know a lot of people have a lot of fun with it, but I did have a couple points of constructive criticism that I kind of wanted to talk about, and then talk about how readathons are in general and maybe some things that we could do to prepare better. But I'm worried about making a video like that, so let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are on a video like that, if you'd like to see it, if you think that maybe it's not the best time to do a video like that. Right now, I'm just looking forward to getting better, getting healthy, so that I can do some more videos for you guys. So I'm gonna take this time when I am recovering from strep throat to plan out some other videos that I'm going to do when I'm better. So be looking for those in the future. I hope all of you guys stay healthy out there, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more bookish videos. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.